All right, folks. I could not resist the opportunity to make a prophecy video. We're going to see if any of this comes out. This is also for all you cryptocurrency people out there. Everybody knows I've been following cryptocurrency, and let me pull up this stupid crypto thing right here. Russian Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies could be part of future sanctions. What is a Russian Bitcoin? I know of a Bitcoin. I don't know there's a Russian Bitcoin or an American Bitcoin. It's all just plain Bitcoin. So apparently the Wall Street Journal has, let's see who wrote this story, because undoubtedly by Carl Caitlin Ostroff and Vivian Salma. Okay, it's written by two women. Apparently they're idiots. They don't know nothing about cryptocurrency, so I'll go to one over here that is a little bit closer. Russia could use cryptocurrency to blunt the force of U.S. sanctions. All right. I'm going to give you my take because the geniuses in Washington are so scared, and what they're really scared about, believe it or not, Putin is part of the Orthodox Christian Church. Heavy duty. You know, he believes in the forceful approach. He doesn't believe in any of this touchy-feely stuff. He believes in the wrath of God. So, anyway, that's why they passed a law that doesn't let the homosexuals into the schools. They're not teaching their children about any kind of sex. You know, there's no sex education in their grade schools. And that really has all the pedos or whatever you want to call it in Washington really upset. So, anyway. So, here's part of one of my prophecy here. Putin, there's two ways that he can destroy cryptocurrency. First way, and the most likely way, is that he does what they're saying in this article here. He recognizes Bitcoin. We'll use Bitcoin as the fall guy for this particular prophecy, but it'll be all the cryptocurrencies. Putin says, okay, we're going to start using Bitcoin, recognize it as legal tender here in the Russia thing. Well, the eggheads in Washington, some of them know how crypto works, will tell Creepy Joe, that, look, the only way we can stop this is to do like they did with gold in, 1933? We're just going to have to make it illegal for any citizen in our country. And Europe will do the same thing. Okay, he says, okay, we got to get rid of crypto because we can't control it. So, in that effect, by Putin going to crypto, it's going to cause a knee-jerk reaction on our side just to make it illegal. Now, making it illegal will not stop it. Okay? They can't stop crypto. But by making it illegal, it will make the usefulness of it nearly impossible. I mean, as far as us trading things or trying to cash it in and get money out of it, it will become worthless. The second way that he has to destroy cryptocurrency, which would basically destroy the entire banking system of the entire planet, is with an EMP. And everybody knows right now he just, let me put the date on this video so we go by the date. February 27th of 2022. I got to put that on here. So, you know, this is kind of my guessful prophecy video. Now, this right here is a hypothetical. All right? Let me go to the map here and go to my hypothetical EMP. What could cause an EMP? All right, here we go. We got the Ukraine. Okay, we got old Putin coming in this way, and he's coming in here. I think that's their capital. So he's attacking from this direction, and he, of course, down here in Crimea, he already had that. So he's coming up this way. He's coming in that way. All right, so he's doing his thing. Well, over here on this end, we got Poland. Poland's shares a border. It looks like, what do I have a scale? 200 kilometers. So that's about 200. That's about a 400-kilometer border with Poland. Close. It's not exactly, but, you know, that would be a couple of 100-mile border with Poland. All right, Germany over here has already said that they're going to supply weapons to the Ukraine. The United States has put their troops over here into Poland. That's where they're at. If everybody wants to know, I don't know exactly where in Poland, but the exercises is they're having over here in Poland. They got this border here. This is where we will ship in the supplies. So I'm sure if I zoom in here, there'll be a road pop up. Let's zoom into the border. Let's see. There's the Poland and Ukraine border. Okay, we got little cities here. Well, it's not a little city, but there's a city there, and there's the border. So I'm gonna guess through here, these two major roads, probably little roads along the border, somewhere in there, they're gonna start shipping in like Stinger missiles. Anybody old enough to remember when Russia invaded Afghanistan? We like to ship them Stingers. That's how Russia lost all those helicopters in Afghanistan, is because our CIA kind of across the Pakistani border started feeding the Taliban the Stinger missiles. So we're going to start shipping Stinger missiles, TOW missiles, bullets, you know, just basic weaponry in here. Now, the Ukrainians will take that. I'm sure they'll have to warehouse it somewhere. They'll have to put up some kind of logistics. And at that time, Putin's Air Force, whatever Russia wants to call it, will start hitting targets all along this border here. Now, NATO, in order to escalate, will say, okay, there's going to be a 100-kilometer no-fly zone all along these borders, which in effect means, hey, Putin, if you fly your jets anywhere in this area, we're going to shoot your ass down. There's your escalation. Okay, after that, Russia's going to go in there. We're going to have to shoot a few of them down. He's going to, you know, right now he's blowing and snorting, got his nuclear forces on alert. Now, here's how he's going to, the second way he's going to destroy crypto, and I've made many videos about this before, is a thing called an electromagnetic pulse. Well, he can shoot a missile straight up in the air anywhere around in here. Let me zoom back out. And the altitude of the blast will make the coverage less. Where's my zoom out button? There it is. Zoom out. Let's say he just pops one off right here right in the center of Ukraine. So he's going to turn off all the lights, but it's going to spill over into Poland. It's going to spill over into Hungary. You know, EMPs don't go just by borders. So we're going to have an EMP just blast over here. Well, our eggheads over in here are going to say, well, we'll retaliate with our own EMP. Well, they're going to blast one up, and it's going to go off real close over the Ukraine, close to Russia, probably close to, you know what? They probably launched it out of the Black Sea. That way they wouldn't be able, they could localize it where it would not hit any friendly nations. They just shoot it up over the Black Sea, and it detonates, 100 miles up, a small one, right over Crimea here, which is the Russian area. You know, that will be their limited thing. Well, Russia, he's going to go, yeah, you nuke me, I nuke you. So next time he's going to shoot one up 300 miles in the air, and it'll look like he's going to do another one right here. It's going to go up 300 miles, and that will take care of this whole area. And it will probably be one of those super EMPs. All that is 2 or 3 EMP weapons going up and going pop, 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 like one right after the other. So anything that's shielded, that can survive like one pop will get hit by bam, 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 and knock out all the electronic stuff in this whole area, which will probably knock out Poland and this whole area here. All these eggheads over here go, we can't have that, and that's when they're going to EMP right over Russia. Probably a 300-mile super EMP burst. Whoops. Well, that's us. Let's go back over here to Russia. That'll pop, pop, pop. And the whole time they're doing that, Russia knows what's coming. They know what's coming. It's like, hey, they're going to do this. We better turn all of their lights off. So whenever they do that, it won't be long thereafter that we're going to see these Russian submarines that are off our west coast and off our east coast. Now, they don't have to shoot an EMP directly over the United States. All they got to do is sit off here in international waters and shoot it 300 miles straight up in the air. Let's say one Russian sub here, one out here in the Gulf, and one over here in the west coast. They shoot off 3 of them straight up in the air. They're 200 miles out. They're out here. Well, that one on the west coast will take out all of this. All of this right here. Bap, 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 bap. The one out here in New Mexico will take out all of this, Mexico included. Of course, Mexico's used to living without power anyway. And the one on the East Coast would take out all of this right here. Now, there'll be some electricity left out here in the center of the United States, but there's not much out there anyway. But all of us out here, will be without electricity. Now, if any sanity comes in, our place will just send off a few EMPs over Russia to retaliate. In other words, if there's any sanity, they'll just go tit for tat, and nothing will actually hit the ground. However, it would be a lot harder on the United States because our civilization here is so westernized and so spoiled rotten. It won't take but a month, everybody killing each other. We will be eating our own young. At least in any of these cities right here, people will eat their own young. So the United States would fare far worse in an EMP attack than Russia. So would Germany, France, where all these woke people, anywhere the woke crowd is, they'll eat themselves. There's nobody there that could mentally handle that. I'll be dead. I won't have to see it, But I'm sure there's some of y'all young folks or some of the younger preppers out there that will be around to see everybody eating each other. It's just, I'll be gone. But there's my prophecy for escalation. That's an escalation prophecy. Now, could things back then? Yeah. I mean, Putin does have, he doesn't rule everything by himself. He does have what you call an oligarchy, where there is people he has, his cabinet or his government has to support him. So if he loses all support, he will have to back out. However, the Russian people are not as woke, so they're tougher. They are tougher than the Americans. Their military isn't woke. They don't have to worry about all this touchy-feely stuff. So they're a lot tougher than the American military. Don't get me wrong, we've got certain units that are tough, but not enough of them. Face it. Look what's happened to our country over the last 30 years. I mean, we're so worried about what bathroom you can walk into. They can't comprehend not being able to. Where's my phone? I must have left my phone in the other room. They can't. They're attached to that thing. It's like if we had an EMP here, it would take a week of people just walking around looking. They'll be looking at this dead box in their hand, wondering what's going on. So, I would be around for the beginning of it. So if anything, if any preparation I'm going to do tomorrow, I might go to the liquor store and buy a couple of gallons of whiskey, because I'm going to sit on the porch and watch wait till I listen in the distance for the gunfire going off, where everybody's killing each other, because I know my time's coming. I might as well enjoy the show, because that's exactly what's going to happen if they go tit for tat. I mean, Putin's already threw out the first one. Now, when all this EMP happens, it's also going to allow prophecy to come to bear in Israel, because that's when the Iranians, because don't get me wrong, these guys ain't going to come out unscathed to an EMP, but the Israeli military has been under siege for so long that all their stuff is hardened anyway. So they're going to come out smelling more like a rose than any of the civilians out here. These people out here down in in Africa, they don't have no electricity. They won't even know anything happened. India will. India has, but look at the bright side. You don't have to worry about Habib calling you up trying to get you to go to the 7-Eleven and buy gift cards anymore. So all that scam stuff coming out of India and Pakistan right now, where you hit the people calling you up, telling you the FBI is coming after you if you don't go out and pay your fees in Walmart gift cards. We won't have to worry about the scammer calls anymore. And China, you know what? We're going to have to EMP them too. Otherwise, there won't be a level playing field. I mean, they're going to have to get it. If we're going without power, everybody's going to be without power. I mean, that just, otherwise, because if we don't do China, guess where they're coming? They're come straight over here with all their military crap, and they will attack. Actually, Mexico would attack if they didn't get EMP'd. You'd have them coming across the border. In other words, they're gonna EMP the whole world just so it's a level playing field. You can't have one country, because if one country doesn't get lights out, then all that one country would be able to rule the world. And another thing that leads me to think that they may try to pull off a local EMP here is because old Elon is sending Starlink satellite dishes over there to the Ukraine so they can get internet. So they'll have internet even if the Russians, knock out all the fiber optic lines out there. So, probably. So we're looking at, let's see, right along that border right there. Let me zoom in so we can zoom into the border. That's where the no-fly zone. Look for a no-fly zone to go into effect along the Polish border. Right along here. I'm going to say 100 kilometers. That's 50 miles. A little over 50 mile wide, no-fly zone, because and that does make sense because Poland is part of NATO, and they don't want fighter jets coming anywhere close, blowing stuff up anywhere close to their border. And 50 miles for a jet fighter traveling at Mach 2 can cross 50 miles pretty quick. So anything flying within 50 miles of their border or 100 kilometers, they're going to put a no-fly zone up, and they're going to shoot it down. And that's the most closest, escalation that's probably going to happen. They're going to put a no-fly zone there because they've already said that they're shipping weapons. Germany's shipping weapons. We're shipping weapons. We've got troops in Poland right now. They may not be in the Ukraine, but they're on that border right there. So there's our scenario for nuclear war, or at the very minimal, we're going to all get our computers taken away from us. And that's how Bitcoin can be crashed. Bitcoin, there's two possibilities. Russia uses it to get around sanctions, and that causes Europe and America to outlaw it. They're going to outlaw it because they can't control it. And that's the beauty of cryptocurrency, is the government can't control it. If they can't control it, they're afraid of it. The exact same reason they want to get rid of the Second Amendment. They want to get rid of the whole Bill of Rights, because without that, they have control. And right now, they're whittling away at all our stuff anyway. Anyway, now, I am going to attempt my first ever live chat on Rumble, because Rumble has a feature. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll see if it works. If so, I'll see you over there in a few minutes.